I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so today I have a good news for you. So many of you have been asking about the regional scholarships. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about the very first regional scholarship that is open at this point in time in Italy. The regional scholarship for the Lazio region is open as I speak to you now. Disco Lazio or the Lazio Disco scholarship. That is the regional scholarship for the Lazio region. In this video, I'm going to tell you all you actually need to know about this scholarship. The call for application is in Italian. Okay, so I'm going to take you to the call for application, and I'm going to, we're going to go to various pointers and see what the call is actually about, what it entails, who can apply, the benefits for this year, people from poor countries, what they can do. I'm going to tell you guys all that the scholarship entails for this academic year. So if this looks to be something you're interested in, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Now let us get right into the video. First off, let us talk about the schools in the Lazio region. I am not going to talk about every single school in the Lazio region, but what I'm going to talk about are some of the schools in the Lazio region, like the popular ones that we know of. The universities in this region include Sapienza University of Rome. We all know about that. Then that of Tor Vergata, and that of Armando Cuocho, and that of Uni Camilos. Okay, so those are the universities I'm just going to mention of in this video. But then look at the attachments that come with the call and go and see whether your university is part of the list. So next, let us talk about what this scholarship, this regional scholarship covers. It covers the scholarship money that you'll be given. It covers accommodation. It covers international mobility, catering, and then graduation awards. But then per this call, I've read the call, and there's a particular year signal there who will benefit from this graduation award. So don't be concerned with that much. So let us go to the call for application for this academic year 2023-2024. So just like I told you, this call for application is in Italian, but then I'm going to go to the sections that relates to you. I'm not saying just what I talk about is what relates to international student, but then you can get time and go through the entire call. But then first off, I'm going to go in the sequence of the call for application. First of all, I'm going to talk about the deadlines. Okay, the deadlines for this year, so that you are well aware of. The first, the very first application is open from the 5th of June. The call for application is open from the 5th of June to 20th of July 2023 at 12 noon. Okay, and that is the first call. With this one, you have to, it includes the compilation and submission of the participation. So this is the first stage. Then the second stage, what you must know is you cannot go to the second stage if you do not qualify at the first level. You cannot go to the second stage if you do not qualify at the first level. And then the second stage is not for you to submit an application, but rather for you to make various corrections and modifications to documents that you did submit in the first call. Then the next deadline, and that deadline is from 27th of July to 11th of August, 12 noon. And then the third deadline is that of 11th August 2023 at 12 noon. By then, you should have been able to have accessed your reserved area with your speed. Okay. The next deadline is 28th of December, which then students international students are required to have submitted or have requested for their ISEE UP. This year, I've requested for their ISEE UP, which is ISEE Universitario Parificato. That is what this deadline is actually about. The next deadline is still on the same date, the 28th of December. They're expecting to be able to, to find your application, or like they're expecting to find your application on the IMSS database. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry when you request for it, they will get access to it. Okay. Then the next deadline has to do with, November. By then, obviously, you should have, signed your lease contract. Then 11th, 10th April, by then they're expecting that, students who did not get awarded with accommodation, you would have, signed to another accommodation so that you can present that contract. Then the last deadline, which is that of the 9th February 2024, with this deadline they're expecting you to have completed your university registration. They're also expecting you to have submitted, your residence permit. Even if it's a provisional resident permit, they're expecting you to, submit it to them. And then this deadline also has to do with they are going to do regularization on their site to see like data bases of inconsistencies. So if you have inputted anything which, data which is inconsistent, they're going to regularize that on their site, and maybe you kind of like, take it off their site. So that is what you must take note of, the deadlines. So the next thing we're going to talk about is who can apply to this scholarship. So students applying to study undergraduate or like degree, master's degree, those coming to study master's degree, specialization schools, those coming to do, their research projects, those doing inter-university courses, all of them can apply to this scholarship. So the next thing we're going to talk about has to do with, their benefits. Okay, so we can see it here, 2,682 for on-site students, and then we can see 3,889.99 for, commuter students. So here we can see 6,656.52, which has to do with non-resident students. That is what applies to you. With this is the maximum, like someone who wins like 100% of the scholarship. But then any student, there is a subjective clause. Okay, some students can win more than this. And in what instances, I'm going to show you in a bit. Any student with an ISEE, less or equal to 13,153.13 euros, will attract an increment on their scholarship money. Okay, so the 6,656.52 listed here, someone is going to get more than that, but the conditions are below. Okay, so anyone with an ISEE lesser than this, and then also students like, female students that find themselves in STEM, like offering courses in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, they're also going to get their scholarship amount increased. And then independent students, and I'm going to explain that in a bit. This has to do with their family declaration document. Okay, so independent students with income from employment or tax equivalent declared not less than 9,000 euros, who are non-residents at least 2 years from the date of submission of the application, and in a housing unit of the family of origin, nor in owned accommodation of one of its members, who therefore uses accommodation on a legal basis. So this person is also going to have their scholarship money increased. Then we come to the ISEE bracket. So before sometimes you can know roughly the amount that you can receive if you're able to know the ISEE bracket and you're able to, have a rough estimate of the calculation. So what you should know is the ISEE with your case, like ISEE UPI, ISEE Universitario, Parificato. In your case, what they do is they look at the income for the year, then and that of 20% of the properties or assets declared as of the year stated. So I've not mentioned the year under consideration. I'm going to talk about the family declaration in a bit. Okay, so let's talk about the ISEE. The ISEE requested is it should be less or equal to 13,153.13, and then it's for the academic year 2021. So any student with ISEE UPI less or equal to 13,153.13, they are going to get their scholarship amount increased, and hence they are going to benefit. They are going to get their scholarship money increased to 7,655. So that is increased from the previous amount that I showed you, which is around 6,000. Then what you're going to, so it's stated, this is the section that applies to you guys. This is for commuter students and these are on-site students, but then this is what relates to you guys. That is, and then the bracket, those within the range 13,153.14 and 17,537.49, they're going to get, that's the 100% of the scholarship. So actually those whose ISEE fall within this range wins 100% of the scholarship, which is 6,656.52. Then those with their ISEE superior or equal to 17,537.50 wins 3,328.26 sorry, of the scholarship money. So I hope you guys have gotten it. I hope you guys have gotten the gist. So this is the ISEE bracket. You must always keep it in mind. So then we are here. In this section, we are going to talk about the economic requirements. Okay, so for this academic year, the maximum should be 26,306.25 for that of the equivalent economic situation indicator. And equivalent asset situation indicator, this one has to do with the assets you declare. It should be 50 assets or properties. It should be 57,187.53. Please guys, pay close attention to everything that I'm stating. You guys need to know all these details before you go and apply for the scholarship. So why is this important and why am I mentioning to you? The reason why it's important because exceeding even one of these things stated, like submitting any document where the calculation shows that what you have is more than even for one value, you are going to be excluded from the scholarship. So exceeding even just one of the values stated will cause you to be exempted or excluded from the benefits, because that means you guys are well off. I don't know if you guys get it. So if you people have you have your income equivalent and that of your assets exceeding this, the value exceeding this, it means that you guys are well off. So you do not need benefits. It needs to be given to those who need it. Yeah, so that is what you need to know. Then the last thing I'm going to show you guys has to do with, I'm left with two things to show you. The other thing that I'm going to show you first off has to do with independent students. So let me tell you how the scholarship board defines independent student. So a student in a residence other than that of the family of origin for at least 2 years with respect to the date of submission of this application. I hope you guys get it. And then in an accommodation not owned by any of the family members. You get it? This student is like actually independent. Then what you must know is, for this student, in this case, the student must like submit the document of accommodation for consideration. That is what can be considered as assets. Okay. Then with that of the income from employment or tax assimilated declared for at least 2 years, not less than 9,000 euros per year, are the things that are considered for an independent student. So for that person, you don't need to declare the income of the other members and also that of the assets of the other members. So this has to do with an independent student. With you declare that of your accommodation and that of your income from employment or tax per what is written in the document. Then what you have to notice is they've written here that in the absence of these requirements, the student is required to integrate his income with that of the family of origin. So in situations where you are independent, you are going to declare your own income. But then if you don't fall within the range stated here, for which you can declare just your income, then you have to integrate your income with that of your family. The last thing that I'm going to talk about has to do with people or students coming from particularly poor countries. Students coming from Sierra Leone, Somalia, Sudan, Togo, Liberia, Burkina Faso, Uganda, Gambia, Ethiopia, Mali, Niger, Rwanda, Benin, and other countries on the list. For these students, they are considered to be from, particularly poor countries. And in their situation per what is written on the site, for their situation, their income requirement is carried out on the basis of the documentation issued by the Italian representation in the country of origin. So the document must certify that the student does not belong to, a family known to have high income and a high social level. That document from the Italian representation is all that the students, all that students from this country require for this scholarship, to apply for this scholarship or to upload onto the site during the application process. I hope you guys found value in this video. So that is all I'm going to share with you for the call for application. In this video, I showed everything from the call for application, which is in Italian. So what you guys can do is you can read the call for yourself. Then next up, I'm going to show you the application process when I can. And then I'm also, because the application is open till July, so there is time to apply. So please take your time, read through the call, get the needed documents and apply. And outside of that, I'm going to show you other regions and their scholarships as well before the scholarships open. I hope you did find value in this video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.